Hi, this is Luke from United World Telecom. Upgrading your business communication system doesn't have to be time-consuming or full of roadblocks. In fact, more and more businesses are choosing VoIP, as it typically offers a seamless transition to modern solutions. In this video, we'll discuss how to install VoIP in 5 steps. But before we get into the installation process, let's go over what you need to get started with VoIP. Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP, allows your business to make and receive calls using the internet. So to get started with VoIP, you need a strong internet connection with enough bandwidth to support your communication needs. This requires an internet service provider, a modem, a router, and Ethernet cables to connect everything. Next, you'll need IP-enabled devices such as desktops, tablets, smartphones, and IP phones, or a media gateway if you plan on upgrading your legacy phones. Lastly, you need to invest in a reliable VoIP provider, and we'll discuss this topic later in the video. Now let's get into how to install VoIP. You'll want to start by determining your communication needs. This will help you find the best business phone service and setup for your business and teams. Make sure to establish your overall budget and how much you're willing to spend on equipment, features, and add-ons. Identify must-have services and features and which ones you can live without. Decide if you plan on modernizing your current infrastructure or just replacing it completely. Figure out the number of users or lines you need. Determine if you want to port your existing numbers or purchase a new business number. Consider your average number of calls, typical call traffic behavior, and so on. Because this makes the selection process more efficient since you'll know exactly what to look for. Once you've identified your communication needs, research multiple VoIP providers and compare them to your requirements. This will help you find the best solution for your business. Now, when choosing a provider, you'll want to look at different pricing plans and see if they have any hidden setup fees. Ask about the provider's specific VoIP requirements and note if you'll have to modify your current system. Assess their activation times and how quickly you can get set up. Review the range of available features. Consider how reliable the service is, and specifically you want to ask about uptime and crisis management. And lastly, pay attention to their customer support, and if they offer customer support in your time zone, region, and preferred language. After activating your service with a reliable provider, you're ready to set up your equipment and install VoIP. The specific setup of your system depends on your chosen provider, existing infrastructure, how you plan on deploying VoIP, and what equipment you want to use. So if you plan on using softphones to make and receive business calls, all you have to do is download the software to your desired IP-enabled device, then connect it to your phone service using your login information, and you're ready to go. And because softphones are accessible from any location or device, you can quickly connect your teams, whether they're local, in-office, or remote. You can also purchase IP phones that connect directly to your VoIP server. Now, while these phones look like regular desk phones, they have Ethernet ports instead of phone jacks. To set this hardware up, connect the IP phone to your router via an internet cable. Then, assign the device to the appropriate user extension. For those planning on upgrading legacy phones, you'll need to purchase a gateway. Start by connecting your legacy phone to the gateway using the phone jack, also known as a register jack 11. Then connect the gateway to the internet using an Ethernet cable. For additional equipment like headsets and microphones, simply plug these directly into your device, or connect them via Bluetooth if they are wireless. After setting up your equipment, add your users and configure your desired features through your provider's control panel. Which features you choose and how you go about configuring them will depend on your business communication needs. But here are some suggestions. Create call flows and set up an IVR to handle incoming calls and guide callers through your system. Implement different routing strategies for after-hour calls, holiday routing, and 24/7 global support options. Incorporate failover strategies to guarantee all calls get answered, even if the first location doesn't pick up. Equip call recording for training, quality assurance, and liability purposes. And establish ring groups to effectively manage call volumes, reduce wait times for callers, and so on. At this point, your business phone system is almost ready to use. But before you start making and receiving business calls, you should test your system and lines for issues. When you're testing, you'll want to pay attention to audio quality, dropped calls, latency or delays, no audio or one-way audio, connection reliability, network speed, and make sure any features that you've configured operate exactly how you want them to. For specific fixes to these issues, you should check out our video on troubleshooting common VoIP problems linked below. But in general, it's worth double checking your router's firewall, QoS, and SIP ALG settings, and opening ports on your router to your provider's recommended settings. Now, if all else fails, work with your provider to troubleshoot the problem. And with that, you've fully installed VoIP and you're ready to receive and make calls. But if you have any questions or need more help with VoIP implementation or training, we at United World Telecom can help. Visit UnitedWorldTelecom.com and chat with our telecom experts today.